All right. Hello, my name is Stephen Smith, and I am here today with Chance Douglas, Jake Ellis, and Bennett Swope. And this is our strategic marketing project for Red Bull. All right. So, just a really quick introduction on Red Bull is an energy drink company that was introduced to the US in 1987. They're a world leader currently in the energy drink industry, and they have created and helped shape what it is today.
So, for the definition of industry on the demand side of things, the energy drink industry consists of all companies satisfying the consumer need of sustained energy throughout the day. Another aspect of it is that there are health conscious consumers. They're wanting more energizing beverages in terms of what companies put out. And they also want a constant need for improvement in terms of mental, it'd be a heightened sense of mental alertness. And then for physical, it'd be increased physical performance. And that's what's being demanded of in the industry. Definition of industry supply portion is a little bit different. Characteristics of the supply in this industry include a high level of stimulant. Uh, in this case, it'd be large amounts of caffeine. No added preservatives is another factor. It's healthier for consumers and it's what they're demanding. Another aspect is carbonation. Carbonation adds for a crisp, clean taste and also provides a little bit sense of alertness as you get that little bit of burn when you consume the product. And then finally, the use of natural ingredients. The use of natural ingredients gives it a better tasting product and it's a lot healthier than artificial ingredients. In terms of substitutions for this industry, there are three main substitutions. Those consist of soda, tea, and coffee. Soda, what they do have is a high level of a stimulant, being the caffeine, and they also have carbonation. But what they don't have is no added preservatives because added preservatives are used in soda and they also tend to lack natural ingredients, so that's why they wouldn't be part of the industry. The next is tea. Tea has natural ingredients. It also has no added preservatives. However, it does lack a high level of the stimulant. Only green tea and black tea have amounts of caffeine, but it's not enough to be regarded in the energy drink category. And tea also does not have any carbonation. The last one is coffee. Coffee does have a high level of uh, caffeine, which is the stimulant, and it also has natural ingredients, making for healthier products. However, it does lack carbonation, and there are also added preservatives within coffee products.
All right, and I will be going over the Porter's five forces analysis with you, going to from the weakest to the strongest that we found in the industry, starting with bargaining power suppliers, and then moving forward. So starting with the weakest, we found that bargaining power suppliers was the weakest force in the industry. Packaging materials are simple materials easily available to suppliers, so there's not much differentiation spread throughout, and it's very easy to be imitated with very low switching costs. Production is uncomplicated and requires little input from suppliers, so they're not a prevalent force in the industry. And then another weak force is bargaining power of buyers. Derived demand does not give retailers much power in the industry or much control. Strong customer loyalty helps higher prices be set for products such as Red Bull. So that is something to consider with our personal brand there. And number of suppliers in the energy drink industry outnumber the number of buyers, not leaving much control for retailers to kind of set their own prices. And then buyers in the industry are less price sensitive overall. Threat of substitutes, this is our first moderate force. Products are typically purchased and consumed based on their brand powers and their loyal consumer base. Price is typically evident of value offered. So consumers usually tend to look at cheaper alternatives as being of lower quality in this industry. And the push for coffee and teas are higher on the rise as there are more health concerned consumers in the market, and these are a healthier alternative and kind of indirect substitutes to the idea of providing energy would also be just like sleeping or living a more balanced lifestyle. So it's a more moderate force as there's more options to take up there. And then going into the threat of new entrants, which is our next moderate force in the industry, it's difficult for new market players to succeed in the industry unless they're innovative. So Bang kind of made their way and was actually a successful new entrant, which was surprising for the industry. And it was mainly because they marketed themselves a lot, a very healthy alternative to energy drinks, being a very healthy energy drinks for athletes and kind of helping with muscle recovery. Um, the top three um, the top three companies have been in the top three since 2007, and that is Red Bull, Monster, and Rockstar. And there's a lack of distribution channels and a high initial capital investment that kind of serve as barriers to these new entrants. And there's also legal and regulatory barriers. A lot of them are like governmental based. So different countries, especially, have taxes and don't allow it just because of some of the ingredients that come in energy drinks and how they may be harmful for your health. And there's a lot of barriers to get around when working with that as well. And Coca-Cola has made Rise as kind of a new entrant, as they are of course a large company, but they are trying to take over the energy space by creating their new product. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in the market. And then following next is competitive rivalry. It's a strong force in the industry. So Red Bull's a clear market leader, of course, with 43% of the energy drink share as of 2020. New product introductions and extensions from key players. Very common to kind of see people try to catch the competitive advantage. So with Monster, they introduced Java Monster Coffee, and it was kind of the very first energy drink coffee hybrid. And then there's new variants as well as the energy shot. So like 5-hour energy. But the energy shots aren't necessarily considered in the same category as energy drinks. If they were, 5-hour energy would surpass Rockstar and be in the top three. And flavor and function basically dominate the growth in the industry. So it's very competitive, but those are the kind of the factors that they rely on the most in kind of achieving that competitive advantage.
Moving on to customer motivation, some common themes that we had from our focus group discussion were that taste, brand trustworthiness, price, health effects, and flavor variety are all motivating factors when it comes to Red Bull and the energy drink industry. Taste is a motivating factor because the consumers have to like the product. They have to keep wanting to come back. So they're going to want something that's enjoyable to them. In terms of brand trustworthiness, Red Bull is the leader in the energy drink industry, meaning that they are kind of held to a higher standard almost. At least that's how the public tended to look at it during the focus group. Moving on to price, price was a big motivational factor for Red Bull. Red Bull is one of the higher end luxury, as they like to say, energy drinks. So the price portion of it's kind of a dual-edged sword because people are willing to pay for the higher quality product that they trust. However, it is not the cheapest in the industry. So it is definitely catering towards that certain demographic of more well off in terms of income. Moving on to the health effects, people are highly motivated by the heightened mental alertness as well as the physical effects that it has. And I think in the future, as we tend to see it, there will be great improvements to those two aspects. And that's something that our focus group had mentioned that they're looking forward to kind of seeing what will all come down the road from this industry. And then the final motivation factor was flavor variety. Flavor variety was big because people don't want to have the same bold taste. They want a little bit of variety. Flavor variety had led to a difference in consumer preference when it came to brands. If an energy drink company didn't have a lot of variety flavor wise, they would often go to one of the two big market share companies like Red Bull and Monster, who have an extensive line of products.
All right, and real quick, the profitability analysis. So the industry is very attractive. They're valued at about 53.1 billion as of 2018. They're estimated to reach 86.1 billion from 2019 to 2026, so that's kind of on the rise there. The product outlook in the industry is there's non-organic energy drinks, organic energy drinks, and natural energy drinks. Consumers usually prefer the non-organic energy drinks, so these are just the typical ones that you see. So like the Red Bull original flavor there. Global energy drink market grew by 8.9% in 2020. However, the Middle East and Africa saw volumes decline due to a 50% tax they implemented. So this kind of serves as a barrier as well, and something to consider when moving into different markets in the world. There's a push for healthy alternatives, but it hasn't really been as profitable as compared to the original non-organic drinks.
Moving on to the environmental analysis in terms of our industry's environment, Red Bull energy drink is part of a niche market. That is what the energy drink industry is. Uh, it's not for everyone. It's not recommended for people under a certain age or people over a certain age because of the effects on the body. Some of the micro environmental factors that affect this industry are social slash cultural, demographic, and technological. In terms of social slash cultural, uh, they host extreme sporting events, um, as well as traditional sporting events that really heighten brand awareness. In terms of demographic, uh, they target young adult males, and they're trending toward females with lighter flavors that cater more towards their wants. And then, as a technological microenvironmental factor, um, they're always looking for ways to increase the mass production of the product because that's the most important part of their supply. And then technology also does help uh, with making healthier products in terms of energy drinks. Technology is being used in studies all the time to provide the best results for the consumers. In terms of the market size, uh, Red Bull is the market leader with 24.6% of the market share, while the next closest competitor is Monster Energy with 15% of the market share. It's also interesting to note that Red Bull Sugar Free was the fourth highest in terms of market share with 5.9%, because that means that Red Bull now has two of the top five market shares within the industry. And there's a lot of evidence to support that. There's a lot of evidence to support that the energy drink industry is a growing market. In 2018, it was valued at $53 billion, and it's projected to get all the way up to $86 billion by 2026. And this is all due to the desirable effects, the heightened sense of mental alertness, as well as the increased physical performance. Another factor into the growing market is the increased brand awareness, like the hosting of concerts, sporting events, and other sponsorships. In terms of industry trends, kind of like we just mentioned, energy drink companies host social events such as sports and concerts. Another trend in the industry is the adding of ingredients to increase athletic performance and recovery. It's kind of getting into the athlete's world and taking a little bit of market share away from Gatorade and Powerade as far as that industry goes. So it could be a very lucrative extension of the energy drink industry. And then finally, the last trend is to differentiate from competition. Energy drink companies are always trying to look for a way to outdo their competition. So by the use of limited edition items, they are able to bring an exclusiveness to their brand.
The key success factors for Red Bull, their brand image. They're associated with action-packed sports like motocross and skiing. They're customer-oriented, and they listen to concerns about health issues. Whenever there are health issues, they came out with Red Bull Zero. Competitive analysis, Monster, their strength. They have a lot of diverse flavors, such as Java, and then they have a whole nother line of zero sugars and then ultras. It's also cheaper than Red Bull, about 50 cents cheaper a can on average. A weakness of Monster is some people might view it as intimidating or scary. Monsters are scary, and it's the dark green colors. Bang is another competitor. Their strengths are they use creatine as their main ingredient for energy. Creatine is a big thing that's used right now amongst lifters and people that were trying to not consume so much sugar. And they also use influencers who promote their brand on social media. They're paid by Bang in order to go and like just have Bang in their photos. A weakness about Bang is they're really, really small in size. It's pretty new. It's a pretty new company compared to Monster and Red Bull, and they don't have the type of distribution or capabilities that those companies have. Red Bull's competitive advantage, first of all, they're globally dominant. They shipped over 171 countries. They shipped 7.9 billion cans. They were the first entrant into the market, or one of the first entrants, and as so, they've been able to stay atop of the energy drink industry ever since. And one of the reasons they've been able to do so is the positive brand image. Like I said earlier, they associate themselves with skiing, as you can see in this photo, and all sorts of different extreme sports, and they've always stayed in the positive light.
So in terms of generic strategy, Red Bull uses a hybrid strategy. So they use cost leadership and differentiation. In terms of cost leadership, Red Bull tries to have more of a narrow product line compared to competitors. So Red Bull has about 16 flavors. Monster has around 36 and Rockstar with 27. So they try to standardize their product more than their competitors to keep it at a lower cost to produce, which then creates higher profit margins. In terms of differentiation, Red Bull differentiates themselves on their unique taste. So they do charge more of a premium price for their product because consumers are willing to pay that higher price. For a 12-ounce can of Red Bull, it costs $2.59. And in terms of competition, Monster for a 16-ounce, it only costs $1.89. So they're able to do this because they've created that relationship with their customers. So next, in terms of business orientation, Red Bull uses a marketing orientation. So their primary target market is young urban males who are thrill-seeking and adventurous and want to live on the edge. And they've created this Red Bull lifestyle image behind that target market. In terms of customer orientation, they want to have a really deep understanding of their customer base, and they really have showed that. And they've also showed that they have integrated that customer focus throughout their organization. And this has really helped them lead to long-run profit maximization. So next is protection against the five forces. In terms of cost leadership, they have created a barrier to entry from the threat of entry because they have first mover advantage. So they were the first energy drink in the industry, and they created economies of scale early and an experience curve. In terms of competitive rivalry, they create a protection against this because they have ads and promotions and sponsorships, and they create a relationship with their customers who are very loyal to their brand. And they have not created a strong force against bargaining power of buyers or suppliers. So in terms of differentiation, for the threat of entry, Red Bull has very differentiated products. So there aren't many companies that could come in and be very threatening to Red Bull. In terms of competitive rivalry, Red Bull does have that very unique taste. So many consumers feel like there's no alternative to the Red Bull products. For bargaining power of buyers, they're able to charge more of a premium price because they know that consumers are willing to pay for their product, and there isn't much for bargaining power of suppliers. So next is warfare strategies, and Red Bull is the market leader in the energy drink industry. And one of the strategies that they use is they're trying to expand their total market. So in general, more men consume energy drinks than women. So one of the things that Red Bull did is they decided to make smaller cans of Red Bull so that it would be more comparable the amount of caffeine to just drinking a cup of coffee. And they also have used the strategy to protect their existing market share. So they've done this through responsive marketing. A lot of consumers now are more environmentally conscious. And so Red Bull decided to switch and make their cans out of 100% recyclable material in response to the consumers. So next is growth, stability, and consolidation strategies. So in terms of growth, Red Bull uses the market penetration strategy. So this is same product, same market strategy. So they're trying to expand their existing market share. And they do this through their sponsorships and events, trying to get consumers who attend their events to try their products. And they also do it through new uses. So Red Bull recently released mocktail recipes to try to get consumers to use their products for mocktails. They also use product development. So this is new product, same market. So this could be through their limited edition releases of new flavors or new flavors that they release to their product lines. In terms of stability, Red Bull has used the pause strategy. When they first started their company, after the first couple of years, they had to pause and just reevaluate who they wanted to be as a brand and what their core competencies were going to be before they went global. For consolidation, the only strategies they've really used is pruning when they have limited edition new flavors that don't do well, they won't keep them for very long.
Then for SWOT analysis, one of the strengths is just Red Bull's slogan. It's uplifting and makes people feel happy. Red Bull gives you wings. They have had consistent growth. They've been growing 20 years in a row consistently. A diverse brand portfolio. They have all sorts of sports, events, things of that nature. Weaknesses, their lack of flavors. It's basically just Red Bull Zero, and then occasionally you can find a different flavored one, but they're not very widely distributed. And also the prices of Red Bull are higher than other companies. Opportunities, they could expand to other developing markets, such as like third world countries and places that don't necessarily have a well-established energy drink market right now. And they could also diversify their product by adding more flavors or adding a different type of energy, like such as creatine or something like that that Bang's doing. A threat is increasing competition within the industry. There's just more and more companies that are joining the industry year after year, and consumers are becoming more health conscious. They're kind of worried about what they're putting into their body.
So next is potential segmentation. So within the geographic dimension, we chose countries and climate segments. So within countries, the two variables we chose were the United States and Sweden. So in the US, we have more of a high consumption of energy drinks. So consumers prefer more of a variety of flavors. And in Sweden, they're very weary of the harmful effects that energy drinks can cause. So they actually have limited or ban energy drinks in their country. In terms of climate, we focused on the variables hot and cold, just that people prefer to drink cold drinks in warmer climates. So in terms of demographic within the age segment, we divided it into two variables, Gen Z and millennials. Gen Z prefer to use a brand that's more authentic, whereas millennials just want something that's comfortable and easy, and they care more about the experience. In terms of gender, the two variables were men and women. And as we talked about earlier in our presentation, energy drinks are consumed more by men than women. So in terms of psychographic segment, we divided lifestyle into two variables of healthy and unhealthy. So those who want more of a healthy lifestyle will be more weary of energy drinks because of the harmful effects that they could have on their bodies. And those who have more of an unhealthy lifestyle, it will not matter to them the harmful effects, but they'll want something that has the best taste. So for social class, we have high social status and low social status. So those of high social status will be willing to pay more of a premium for the products, and those of low social status will look for something more affordable and convenient to them. So for behavioral, we have usage rates, so high usage rates and low usage rates. For high usage rates, consumers will want more of a variety of energy drinks, where those who have low usage rate will not have much preference. So then in terms of loyalty status, we have loyal and unloyal. Those who are more loyal to the brand will have a certain expectation of the energy drink that they will consume, and those who are not as loyal will not have that expectation.
So the targeting strategy that Red Bull uses is a multi-segment targeting approach. The two segments that they really go after are the psychographic segment and the demographic segment. With part of the psychographic statement, The two main things that they really hit on are the personality traits as well as the lifestyles that these people have. The lifestyle consists of very busy, a personality trait that's often associated is ambitious. And an example of these types of people would be students and the working class. Moving on to the demographic segment, though, the three main characteristics of that they target with are age, gender, and income. In terms of age, their target market is 16 to 30-year-olds. For gender, they typically market towards males, but females are becoming an increasing part of the market, and they also have their fair share. And then for income, this one was a little interesting to me because when I was thinking of Red Bull, I didn't really see it as a high-end type of product just because of the industry that it's in. But Red Bull often associates itself with luxury and uniqueness. So they often try to cater toward and target people that are well off in terms of income.
So, our positioning statement is for young urban men who live on the edge. Red Bull is the energy drink that will energize and refresh you. So, in terms of positioning strategy with image, Red Bull has created this lifestyle around their brand where it's for people who are thrill seeking and adventurous. And they've created this image through their sponsorships and their events and things like that. In terms of users, Red Bull sponsors many extreme sports athletes, and they sponsor a variety of these athletes. And they do this so that consumers can relate to these people and they can aspire to be like them and thrill seeking like them. In terms of use occasions, Red Bull could be used whether you're going to work out or you need energy to study or you're just hanging out with friends. It can be used really whenever and be able to give you energy. Most of the brands in the category have more of a masculine, adrenaline seeking identity. Each brand also has really created their own brand community within their image. In terms of competitive points of parity, these include, so Monster, one of their competitors, has created more of a broad product mix. So they have gone into doing tea and coffee and juice, and Red Bull has not done that. They have stuck solely with the energy drink industry, but they do the energy drinks very well compared to their competitors. And in terms of correlation of points of parity, the only thing to note is that there has been a negative association with the potential harmful effects of energy drinks. So, for points of difference, Red Bull has a very unique taste that competitors have not been able to compete with or compare. They also charge a higher price than competitors. Their products are priced more at a premium, and they're able to do this because their consumers are so loyal and they feel like there are no alternatives to the Red Bull energy drink products. They also have more of a narrow product line, so they have less choice of flavors, but they feel like the flavors that they have are their best sellers. And they also have options for smaller can sizes compared to competitors. So this is the positioning map that we created. We decided to use, on one axis, there is sporty, adventurous image and compared to a laid back image. And then on one axis, there's more caffeine compared to less caffeine. So as you can tell, Red Bull has slightly less caffeine compared to their competitors, Rockstar and Monster, but they also have more of a sporty, adventurous image compared to Rockstar, who has more of a fun party image than Red Bull and Monster.
All right, and getting into the product strategy, Red Bull has a very unique packaging design. So it's a very thin aluminum can with the blue and silver insignia there that you're able to see. It stands out among others whenever they're kind of displayed next to each other. Most energy drinks come in a thicker can and have more volume. So kind of being a little lighter and compactor is kind of easier to hold and makes it seem like you aren't consuming as much. And they have a very small line of products, so there's a high price for the high quality, but it's kind of expected from their loyal consumers that they are getting the highest quality with the price, so it hasn't been as much of a problem. It's seen as a convenience product, so there's not much involvement in the purchase decision. And the homogeneous aspect of the product is that it provides the same energy source overall as the competition does. It gives kind of the same purpose there, but the heterogeneous aspect is it gives you wings. So Red Bull's kind of created their own kind of interpretation of energy. Wings is kind of identified as something that you'll have so much energy you'll be able to fly. Kind of that aspect is kind of the heterogeneous, what you may be getting kind of expected to get, but you are getting the same energy source as the competition. But you're kind of expecting this like new, different experience just because of their marketing. Some key brand elements of Red Bull, the logo. So the two bulls actually represent power. Is kind of what's been the case since they originated. The sun in the middle, so the yellow ball represents energy, and the red is supposed to represent perseverance, and the blue actually hasn't been stated to represent anything. It was kind of added in once they were brought to America, and they thought the colors would just kind of go together well, and they do complement each other well. But originally when Red Bull was created, these were what the logo stood for. The tagline, Red Bull gives you wings. As I stated before, it's kind of meant to be, you get so much energy. It's related to the brand where you get so much energy that you are able to fly. So it kind of relates flying and energy together. And it's really interesting to see that play out and kind of see it in the association with sports. And there's a lot of marketing. There's a lot of marketing material and ad material with kind of wings on these athletes that are kind of in the air, like this biker here. So the kind of key brand elements is the logo, the tagline, and kind of that association with like the adrenaline and the athletes. Going into the brand portfolio, there's really only 3 different kinds of products that Red Bull offers. The original, the summer editions, or the flavored editions, and then the 0-calorie and sugar-free. The original serves as a flagship brand. It's definitely the product that consumers buy the most and associate immediately with Red Bull and is the most profitable. And the flavored serve as kind of flanker brands. While they are profitable and they do well, their main purpose is kind of to just get their main purpose is kind of to just stimulate consumers' interest and kind of give them a little variety. But at the majority of the time, they go back to the original flavor. And then Red Bull 0-calorie sugar-free are kind of cash cows, so they kind of serve for themselves. They're not really seen in a lot of marketing materials, but they kind of make enough money to stay profitable, and so they're kind of just there on the side in their portfolio. So they're not usually advertised as much. But I will move this. All right, and just looking really quick at the associative network we created. So we wanted to think of some keywords in the beginning. So like taste, energy, sports, wings, beverage, social, fun, and cool. And then we got to some final thoughts such as alertness and bars and dreams, entertainment, popular. A key identifier for Red Bull is kind of, it's very stimulative and kind of gives you energy. So kind of comparing all those together, you're able to see like nightlife kind of, it kind of, the fun and socialness of Red Bull compares with like bars and alcohol, and the wings aspect kind of compares to like peaking and dreaming. So kind of making those connections and understanding what that means for the brand is really important. All right, and then brand equity real quick, just looking at the pyramid, starting with resonance at the top. Red Bull customers tend to be loyal and continuously seek product when wanting to boost their energy. Judgment is it's a very highly credible brand. Feelings, Red Bull's a trusted brand, but it's known more for its like fun, hip, and adrenaline active elements. Performance, logo of 2 bulls is very distinct on every product. So, and there's premium pricing, but it's for a trusted brand. Imagery, they're known for their connection with extreme sports and kind of the large burst of energy. The imagery is usually like young and carefree individuals. And then salience is audiences typically younger adults with busy lifestyles. So the product's usually used in like party scenes for leisure as well as for athletes. So there's many different purposes for the product. All right, and then just some secondary brand associations. Red Bull has sponsored many has sponsored many athletes. The ones that definitely stand out the most is Neymar Jr., as he is a Brazil football player. They actually did a sweepstakes where you were able to play a basketball or play a football game with him, and this blew over pretty well, and this went over really well. So many people in Brazil were able to kind of relate this key football player who wore Red Bull on his jerseys and was in the FIFA World Cup multiple times to Red Bull and kind of achieving greatness. And then another is actually Red Bull got kind of into the gaming industry. Twitch streamer known as Ninja was actually sponsored, and you can see on the cans down there that all Red Bull sponsorships, they get their own design on the can, so it kind of changes the packaging a little bit and kind of entices customers who have positive associations with those celebrities to kind of purchase the product. And these are two individuals that have achieved really good things and are very competitive and good at what they do. So kind of tying that in with Red Bull and just competitiveness and being active is very good. Culture, and also another brand association is kind of the culture. So just kind of the world of the Red Bull that they create with kind of motocross and adrenaline-filled sports. Yeah. All right, and reinforcement, revitalization. So Red Bull kind of created the energy drink market. So they've been maintaining their advantage for quite some time. Usually when you think of energy drinks, you typically think of Red Bull. So they, in order to kind of stay at the position they are in, they've learned to kind of become more digital. So they're producing a lot of video content. The Red Bull YouTube is actually a very popular media a very popular place for athletes to kind of go to and kind of watch different competitions and different games there. And then Red Bull kind of revitalizes this by kind of consistently getting to know their customers by having a very strong community both off and online. So kind of with the X Games, they go there, they sponsor it, they interview people, they give out free Red Bulls, and then kind of and another way they're trying to get to know their customers is kind of through different outlets. So gaming, so they partnered with an app and did a sponsorship with Pac-Man, which was very interesting to just promote this app for their anniversary. So it kind of, they're trying to get to know their consumers, and they're definitely sticking with the culture that they've created. Kind of this younger generation for sure. Product strengths and weaknesses. Strengths of the product is it's a high quality product, as mentioned before, has a powerful brand image and the culture. Weaknesses is there is a very small product line, and there's no product line extensions known. Most other energy drinks in the industry have some type of product line extension. So for example, Monster and the Java Coffee mentioned before. And then there's a very high price compared to competitors. So this is something to consider when thinking about what Red Bull can improve with their product.
In terms of Red Bull's pricing strategy, Red Bull uses a premium pricing strategy. By using the premium pricing strategy, they price their products above competitors' prices, and throughout the years, they've been very successful. Right now, they're still in their growth stage. Even though the company was one of the first into the market, they haven't quite plateaued in terms of growth. They've still grown year after year. Increasing competition has happened within the industry. Competitors Pepsi and Coke, who are giants in the beverage industry, acquired Rockstar and Monster. And while Red Bull still uses the premium pricing strategy, it has definitely made them wary of the competition of Coke and Pepsi joining. And then Red Bull also has a premium value. Consumers view Red Bull as a premium product, and since they're one of the first entrants, Red Bull took advantage of the market and made the classic taste that consumers know and love when they think of energy drinks. The biggest company keeps growing. Red Bull is the market leader, and they are still growing. They sold 7.9 billion cans in 2020 with 5.2% growth. And that helps them in terms of sales, and it helps them in terms of market size. One weakness of their pricing strategy is they a product that is similar in terms of quality could undercut Red Bull and then undercut them on price, and that would cause Red Bull to go into a frenzy. So for promotion strategy, Red Bull always has been known for sponsoring extreme sports. They're known for the Formula One teams, snowboarding, skateboarding. They also have soccer teams, professional soccer teams, such as the New York Red Bulls and Red Bull Brazil. They also create their own events. They have a soapbox race, which has 50,000 viewers every year. And like, it's just another extreme sport they put on. They use social media to promote their advertisements, as well as post exciting clips of people doing like extreme events, the image that Red Bull wishes to project. The powerful brand image that Red Bull has, Forbes actually ranked Red Bull as their 69th most valuable brand. So for promotion strategy, their strengths and weaknesses, Red Bull has a very extensive brand portfolio. They're involved with a number of sports. They even host a sport, which I just mentioned, called soapbox. They have a huge social media presence. They have Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and they're extremely active. They have around 45 different handles on Instagram alone that are affiliated with the brand. It's anything from Red Bull skiing to Red Bull FC to just Red Bull in general. They have 45 different Instagram accounts that promote their brand. But one of their weaknesses is that they may be a little bit too reliant on brand strategy. Their sole goal is to promote the idea that Red Bull gives you wings, that they don't really promote the positive attributes that Red Bull has as an energy drink. Distribution strategy, Red Bull uses an indirect distribution channel. They don't directly sell their product to consumers because it would be a hassle in order to sell all those cans directly to the consumer. They manufacture their own product, and then they have distributors take it to the retailers, where the retailers can get it to consumers. Boss Distribution is actually has been partners with Red Bull for like 20 years now, and they've created a strategic canvas shape. They designed their can so it's very thin, like a cylinder, and it stretches up. This makes it easier to package, so that way they're able to ship more cans at a time. Also, as I kind of mentioned, Red Bull is sold by the retailer. It's a lot easier for a customer to go into a gas station or their local Walmart and pick up a Red Bull, rather than having a Red Bull store where they've got to go just to get Red Bull. So for distribution strengths and weaknesses, one of the strengths is they're able to sell 7.9 billion cans in 2020. Show how complex Red Bull is. They're also able to distribute over to 171 countries. That also speaks depths to how efficient their distribution is. So in terms of weaknesses for their distribution channel, they have a limited number of trucks, and Red Bull primarily uses plane and trucking, or plane and train, to distribute their products. However, with them trying to move on into developing countries, they definitely need to improve their trucking distribution and increase their number of trucks on the roads, because a lot of developing countries might not necessarily have access to planes or railroads.
All right. So the new product we would like Red Bull to incorporate into their brand line extension would be alcohol. Red Bull and vodka is a very common drink that's ordered at bars and clubs, and kind of incorporating this in their culture, we think it would fit in really well. We want to make sure that it only has 6% alcohol, as it isn't doing too much, as it's definitely a good move for the brand. It kind of differentiates them from the competition because nobody else is currently doing that in the industry. And so since they kind of created the energy drink market, kind of extending it out and kind of just expanding is something that will be really good for them. And also it is a perfect time to implement alcohol products, since more people are being able to be vaccinated in the US. The coming up soon, the summer and fall time is looking like a very social and partying time, and kind of hitting the younger generation with this is something that will be really good. 48% of fans above the age of 21 drink at least one drink during sporting events. So definitely, since Red Bull's culture is kind of going to sporting events and kind of living that kind of risky lifestyle, we think this is a great product to package and promote.
So this is the new website that we created for our new product that we're creating called Red Bull Turbo. And it is a energy drink product that contains alcohol. So for anyone who seeks adventure, Red Bull Turbo is the alcoholic energy drink that will keep you going. And we create an event for the launch event where we will distribute it at the next Extreme Sporting event. And we also, with this, we created a social media campaign. So we asked consumers to take a video of themselves tasting the newest product, the Red Bull Turbo, and upload it to their social media and tag Red Bull, and they can be entered to have a chance to win tickets to our next Extreme Sporting event. So on the next tab, we linked the 3 social medias for Red Bull. And then our final tab, we have a purchase form for consumers to purchase the new product.
So now moving on to promotion strategy for Turbo. So we want to, Red Bull needs to make it a mission to get their product out to consumers age 21 to low 30s. Hitting ourselves from similar products, Red Bull Turbo is an energy drink that has health. We want to make it a point of difference from Four Loko that Red Bull is a healthier and it's not as risky as drinking a Four Loko. It is less alcohol, while you can still get that uplifting fun time while you're at the bar. We also want to differentiate it from seltzer, like with the up and coming seltzer market that have become very popular recently. We feel Red Bull Turbo can take some of their market share away with a drink that provides the energy boost and the alcohol that college students are looking for. In terms of our introductory event, we want to have a launch party in LA post-COVID, obviously. What better place to have a launch party than LA? For our introduction, we want to have celebrity guest stars and camera crews recording the high points and posting them to social media and just showing everyone having a great time at this launch. We want to blow it out of the water. We also want to use both push and pull strategies. We want to use push strategies because we want to consumer sales promotions. Something we're going to do for that is we're going to go to lakes, we're going to go to concerts, and we're going to go to really places where it fits our demographic. And we're going to just hand out samples of Red Bull in order to get buzz going about Turbo. And we're going to use pull strategies as to advertise and display ads, as well as people enjoying Turbo, like people out at a bar or doing something like that in terms of an advertisement that we might play on TV. For our press release will look similar to the one shown on the screen. We'll release a statement to the press that makes it a point of emphasis to explain the health differences between Four Loko and Red Bull Turbo. The announcement will also unveil that we will be starting to sell currently Turbo in stores in the United States. So for our ads that we created, the first ad focuses on a group of snowboarders, mountains, they're around a campfire, and they're just really enjoying themselves. And that's kind of the image we want to paint around Red Bull Turbo. Even when you're down, not having a good time, it'll pick you up. The second ad features a race car driver jumping out and doing a backflip, which would prompt the line, Turbo gives you wings. We want Turbo to kind of be associated with Red Bull in a way that it gives energy. And both these ads will be aired on social media in popular time slots for television in order to get the most possible exposure. In particular, we'll place the ads within the areas that the younger demographic will be for sure to see. And then lastly, in terms of promotion strategy, you've got to sell to the retailers if you're Red Bull. We need to make sure that Red Bull Turbo is on shelves.
Right, and then just a quick recap and conclusion. We believe that after conducting our research, that taking advantage of a brand line extension would be the best option for Red Bull to maintain their advantage that they have. We think the product Red Bull Turbo would fit in really well with the culture, and kind of the loyal consumers would very easily be able to purchase it and kind of trust And since they trust the brand already, it shouldn't be a big problem. And this also gives Red Bull an advantage that no other company in the industry has, and it definitely differentiates them from the competitors. So that concludes our presentation. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to the group, and we will try our best to answer them. Thank you.